Hello, Debbie with Cool Cats Art. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. If you learned something or were entertained, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's relatively new and I'm trying to grow my viewership. Today I'm doing a bloom on a 12-inch stretch canvas, and I have strengthened this one on the back with the piece of foam board that I attached across the middle. That'll help, I hope, hold the canvas up a little bit. Stretch canvases can get a little saggy with all the weight of the heavy paint that goes on them, unlike a wooden surface, which I really prefer to pour on, but this just helps with that issue. Today I'm using up some leftover paints from a couple of pours I just recently did. I like to do that and not waste. So some of the colors were mixed up from a previous color, and I really they're not a color anymore from one particular paint. So I'll do the best I can. I may just tell you the shade of color that it is. And really, when it comes to paint brands and stuff, not everybody has all brands of paint, okay? Even if you list the exact paint that you used, more than likely somebody trying to duplicate this palette is gonna have to use a different brand of paint or another shade similar to the one, so that's fine. But I will try to call them out as best as I can remember. My pillow paint is a Glidden product. It'll be in the description box as well as all the other information. And we'll start out with our pillow paint. One thing I believe I'm going to do today, I've got a new flat-faced hairdryer. It's a different brand that I haven't used yet. And so I really don't even know. This may wind up being a bad time to use it. I probably should use it off camera and get the hang of it, but what the heck. We'll make this new flat face hairdryer day and we'll see what happens. My old one, which I really like, I'm not really sure why I thought I needed a new one. Well, I do know why I thought I needed a new one, because this was my old one, totally covered with paint. It's kind of copper colored. If it wasn't, I got it on Amazon. And I didn't think it had a cool setting, but I was wrong, and I'd been using it on hot, and it gets really hot. And you really should do your blows on a cool setting. So when I discovered it had a cool setting, I started using it more again. In the meanwhile, I had already ordered the other flat-faced hairdryer. So I guess I'll plug it in, the new one, and give it a whirl and see what happens. Anyways, I've already unboxed it and everything, so might as well get some use out of it, huh? All right, I'm using 2 cell activators today. I'm using Amsterdam Turquoise. I love it. I'm using it with Amsterdam Black White with Australian Floetrol, 3-to-1. Standard recipe for that. And so let's start out with some colors here. These are leftover from an extremely vivid fluorescent pour I did right before this one, today as a matter of fact. So I'm going to hope to use up, and I'm sure I will, all the remaining of that and add a couple more colors in it from a pour a couple of times ago. I totally, completely hate for this paint to go to waste and dry up and get too thick to use. All right, I always want a opaque paint to go down first, and I always want an opaque paint to top it off with. So this is an opaque. It's this little piggy Inferno. It is a fluorescent paint. and it is true to its name, it is going to dry very, very bright red, which is why I bought it. And the next thing we're going to put down, I think I'm going to go in. Now this is a mixed color of a number of things, and I don't even remember what they were, but this is basically just a corally pinky color. If you have anything sort of similar to that, that should work. Then I'm going to go down with my old faithful Florescent Pink. I love it. And I have this little piggy pigment called DejaVu. It's a violet colored pigment. It's very strong. You only want to use a little bit of it. Trust me, it dries on the dark side. And this was actually, I do remember what color this was. This was a golden fluid acrylic. And give me just a second, I'll pull it over here and give you the name of it. It's a red color of some sort. Oh, let's see, it is a Quidacridone red golden fluid acrylic. Then this is this little piggy, yellow techno. I'm gonna try to use up the rest of this. Unlike most fluorescent tube paints, which are transparent, for some odd reason, this little piggy fluorescents are opaque, which is, as I say, somewhat unusual in the world of fluorescence. And here's my trusty Florescent Pink again. And what to top it with, Well, I'm getting somewhat low on paints over here now, which is what I wanted to do. I think I'll go back in with this peachy color. I'm not even sure if this is an opaque or not. But that's okay. We will see. Okay, I think that's enough for this canvas, and I'm going to spread the rest of this pillow paint out to the edges. Pull a level on your spinner. Make sure that the paint is going to spread out level. Very important, because if it doesn't, it's going to skew up your design. And I'm putting a little bit more around the edges here just to help it flow over as it spins. I've tried doing this, I've tried not doing it. You definitely want to do it. Okay, you don't have to be real precise with it. Gravity's gonna do most of the work. Okay, I'm gonna give it a quick torch here before I add my cell activators. It's gotten a little bit off center, so I want to straighten that up a little. Okay, well, I did say I was going to use the new dryer, so therefore I got to pull off my gloves and hook it up. This new one is actually a little bit stronger in wattage than the old one I've been using, by just a little bit. And I really thought I needed a stronger one to blow out the bigger canvases particularly. But now I'm gonna have to put it on the cool glow. Well, it's got adjustable speeds. Okay. Well, that's nice. It's got adjustable speeds on it, but I can tell by feeling of it, I need it on the highest one. Okay, let's put our cell activators down. We're gonna put black first. And I'm going to put the blue, the turquoise, and now let's see what we get. Okay, here we go. Well, I can say one thing, it definitely blows stronger. Well, I give it this, it's going to be colorful. I really think that hairdryer is going to work really well on these larger canvases to spread that paint a little bit better, but this is a lot of great definition in these cells here. So I'm pretty happy with all that. Especially the center. Man, it's a cell convention going on there. Okay, let's spin and see what we get. like ever such a little bitty bit. That's gonna do it for me. Wow, it's really, really pretty. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's super nice. Just tons and tons of cells, a lot of contrast, a lot of definition. Yeah, I really like the way this turned out. It's a win for the leftover paints for sure. Just adding a teeny tiny bit of paint here where I had a little white spot showing through. Not that it was a big deal, that would have been okay, but I feel better about it now. Okay, well that's quite gorgeous. And when it dries, I will bring you down for a really close look. I think it's going to dry beautifully. See you then.